Greetings fellow collectors and welcome back. This is Orange Hedgehog 2012 and in this video today I'm going to be doing a Sonic plush review on the first series of Sanei Sonic the Hedgehog toys. Greetings there fellow collectors and welcome back. This is Orange Hedgehog 2012 and as I mentioned before in the beginning of the video, this is going to be a Sonic the Hedgehog plush review. Now this is something that I haven't done in quite a while, so I thought I would get up to date with my Sonic plush reviews, and this is something that I've been meaning to do for a long time and I'm finally going to get around to actually reviewing these guys. These are the first series of Sanei Sonic the Hedgehog character plushies, released in Japan round about now. I got hold of these guys back in 2007, so I'm not 100% sure if these were released back around that time of year. Do correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to say like 2007. So these were released, oh wow, probably about 8 years ago. So yeah, these are nearly a decade old, so yeah, you can't get a hold of these guys anymore, unfortunately. They've become quite sought after. I have seen Knuckles and mostly Knuckles, I think. The medium Sonic I have not seen around, probably on one other occasion, but your best place to look is like sort of online auction sites such as Yahoo Japan. They do, especially, I suppose some of the other characters do rarely come up, but if they do, they probably would come up from sellers from Japan, most likely. But as I say, yeah, these are quite elusive plushies here, and especially for Amy, she was really awkward to get hold of because originally I got these guys from Knuckles, Tails, Sonic and the Medium Sonic. I originally got from the MCM London Comic Con, as I mentioned before, back in 2007. They were quite expensive at the time. I paid about £8 or so for the small guys. Tails only paid about £4 from another stall, and £12 for the Medium Sonic. Yeah, so at the end of the day, I didn't really have enough money for Amy, so I left her. Kind of wish that I did, because after that I'd been searching and tracking one down since then, and I was finally able to. The last two auctions I did miss out on, I was outbidded, and she was practically sort of mint condition. So yeah, I ended up finally getting hold of an Amy, I think from Germany or France. But as you will see, she's not in great condition. She's in like used condition. She's bobbled, and as you can probably hopefully make out, her fringe there, the actual fabric that she was cut from or glued, has actually split. But you know, on the other hand, I'm really glad to have her in my collection to complete the set, and hopefully one day I'll be able to get sort of like a mint Amy that I can add to the collection to sort of finally complete it properly. So yeah guys, this is going to be my plush review there. So without further ado, I'm going to be getting stuck in with these guys, and I'm going to be starting off with the Medium Sonic. So originally in the set, there was a Medium Sonic that was released, along with a small Sonic, a Tails and Amy and Knuckles character. So 6 in total. And yeah, really quite interesting why I decided to release sort of 4 small characters and then the large, what I like to call medium Sonic here. But really cool. There's never been a larger one since. They've all been slightly larger, but I'll give you a size sort of comparison from the first series to the recent ones that were released back in, I think 2012 maybe. I think I've got them guys. I've got the complete set of that, but what I'll also do is put a link in the description of the second series of Sanei plush sets there if you're interested in that. Size wise, I would say this is, I think, about 12 inches tall. I will probably measure this guy maybe later. But as the smaller guys, they're around about, I would say, between 7 to 8 inches tall, something like that. But these are really high quality plushies. These were originally released in Japan, and these were available to purchase from the Joypolis arcade sort of theme park. Possibly maybe other stores in Japan. Yeah, but the only way you could get these was from online sort of Asian stores like PlayAsia, possibly like places like Amazon and eBay and stuff. Not 100% sure, but I got my guys from a sort of convention. So yeah, starting from the top, showing you his facial features. The actual plush fabric that Sonic's made from is really nice and soft. I don't think not as soft as the second series, but really soft nonetheless. They've done a really quite interesting job on the colours. They're actually sort of like a pale sort of pastel colour, not as dark as the sort of original design to Sonic. They've gone a quite nice route of actually using sort of soft, very pale sort of soft blue plush material and sort of tanned material for his chest, arms and muzzle, as you can see there. Really love the nose design. Now the nose design is made from a black sort of velvet material. It might be a bit difficult to actually see that on camera. Oh, there we go. Really nice, really soft to the touch, and it's been stuffed very well. So it's not flopping about there, it stays sort of like, it sort of retains its shape. The stitching to his mouth is nice and simple. It's not really thin like you see on the Sonic Adventure plushies. A bit thicker, and it's made with black 3D material. Really nice. They've given a nice sort of shape to his nose, made it more sort of defined. And the stitching to his eyes is really nice, as you can see. Very nice and clean, in a bright sort of green there. The actual white sections to his eyes is made from synthetic. It's not made from the sort of same soft blue plush material. It would have been nice if they did, but they've gone down the sort of cheaper route by the looks of it. But still really nice though nonetheless. His ears are really nice. They're incorporated into the actual plush. They're not separate compared to the Sonic Adventure Sonic. And they've actually created sort of like brows for Sonic to give it sort of like a 3D sort of look to it. Going all the way down and all the way to the other side. Really nice. At the top of the head you can see all the seam lines where he's been stitched together, cut and then sort of stitched together. The quills are really nice, I'll show you that in a moment. Moving down to his stomach. Nicely rounded. Mine's not perfect, there are some imperfections, especially on his right side, but that just makes him more unique. His arms are very short, but then again they're very nicely stuffed. Same again for the white sections to his eyes. It's made from, for his gloves, the same sort of material. Weight. Nice rounded sort of cuff there. You can get your fingers down there a bit, but it has been stitched, I reckon, on one side or underneath. You can see the white 3D material they've used for his gloves. Camera's finding it a bit difficult to, there we go, sort of focus on that. And same again for his right side. Moving down to his legs, they're probably about the same length as his arms, shall I say. Same again, they've used the same sort of design for his around his sort of ankles, as you say. At the back, you can see where it's been stitched and assembled. Now his shoes, they've used a printed sort of vinyl design, which I'm not particularly keen on because I can see it's in years to come, give it maybe sort of a good another 10 years or so, If it's not kept in the right conditions, it can sort of crack and peel. I can see this happening. With the second series of Sanei plushies, they did not do any of that. It's all like stitch design. They've used synthetic for the other series, but it's a lot better. With these ones, they've used sort of like sort of synthetic vinyl sort of print design, and also synthetic felt. That's it, felt. They've cut a nice big wedge of that, cut it to shape, and stuck it onto the side of his shoe. The sole of his shoe is made from a very light grey synthetic sort of material. But as you can see, the design, the way that it's been printed, they've done a really good job. They've made it so it's sort of aligned with the rest of his shoes there. Right side. So if I flip him over, it does have his original touch tag on him. These originally did not come with any of their tags when I originally bought them, which is a shame really. But as you can see, Sonic the Hedgehog, copyright Sega. Nothing inside the tag. At the back you've got some Japanese writing, made in China. And there's nothing actually inside the actual touch tag. The quill design is really nice. It's nice and long, very similar to the Sonic Adventure plush there. My one is a bit wonky, where it's been sort of like sat on my shelf. But really cool, nice sort of 3D design to his quills, his back quills and his tail. Back of his legs and the back of his shoes. Really nice to hold. Very comfortable in the hand. Just to give you an idea. Very nice indeed. Highly recommend this plush if you can get hold of him. As I mentioned before, he's probably around about between sort of 12 inches tall, something like that. So yeah guys, that's the medium Sonic there, Sanei, and next up I'll be doing the small Sonic. So this is the very small Ickle Sonic. Essentially the same design as the medium one, except as you can see by my hand, he's absolutely tiny. Absolutely adorable. I won't go into too much detail about this one because it's essentially the same as the medium one, but I'll just give you a quick close-up views. His muzzle, his facial features. So again, they've used the very nice sort of black velvet material. The stitch work to his eyes, his ears, the actual blue. It's quite nice how when you run your fingers over it you get this sort of, I suppose in the light maybe you'll notice it, the contrast of blue colours, blue tones, the lighter and the darker blue, or slightly darker. His stomach, his touch tag is actually to the side this time. So you've got Sonic the Hedgehog, copyright Sega. If I lay him down, it might be easier for the camera to pick that up. And at the back, you've got Japanese writing. Mine's sort of got a bit of loose thread in there. His stomach, his arms and his gloves. Little legs. Same again, they've done a really good job on the vinyl print to his shoes. Same again, they've used sort of felt material for his shoe buckle. Same again for his right side. The very light grey synthetic material for the sole of his shoes. Just give you sort of like a side profile of Sonic there. Back of his quills, really nice, and same again, really nice and soft. His tail. Back of his legs and the back of his shoes. Height wise, I reckon he's probably maybe about 8 inches tall. He's under 10 inches I reckon, so yeah. Really cool. So hopefully I've given you the gist of the small little guy there. And next up in the review I'm going to be doing tails. So next up is the adorable tails. Now this one is my favourite out of the whole set. I was very lucky to actually get him from a separate store at MCM for just £4. Literally half price what I paid for the other guys, which I understand why, but yeah, because on the other store that I got the other guys from, they didn't have tails, so I was able to find him on another store. But yeah, definitely the favourite out of the whole set. I just love the way he's been designed and constructed. He just looks so adorable, so cute. So yeah, starting from the top, you can see the design to his ears. For his fringe, they've used like felt material. They've cut into 2 separate pieces, just about see there, and glued together. Really nice. The same again for his eyes, his white sections to his eyes. They've used synthetic, same as Sonic, and they've used a very nice blue sort of turquoise colour there. Really nice. It looks like it might be made from one separate piece. I'm 100% sure on that. But yeah, his very pointy ears. The intersections, as you can see, have been incorporated into Tails' ears. Really nice. His muzzle area. With this one, I think that's probably the only one apart from Amy as well. He's got a black plastic nose. Very nice. The expression to his face is made from like a brown sort of stitching material. As you can see, that's probably the only part of him. I think the other guys are sort of made with black sort of thready material. Same again, he has his original touch tag. Moving down to his very nice stomach. You can see the little chest or side pieces here. His arms are very short, but then again for a plush of this size it's going to be very nice. The colour is like a pastel sort of yellow sort of colour, cross between sort of like a yellow and an orange sort of colour. And with the first series of Sanei plushes, they used almost like felt slash synthetic material that they cut to shape, and they use glue to attach to obviously the wrists, or as you probably see the ankles there. Same again, white synthetic material they've used for his glove design. You can see the white threading pieces there, or threading strips. Same again for his right side. His touch tag is the same for all the other guys. You've got the text in blue, Sonic the Hedgehog, copyright Sega. At the back a load of Japanese writing. I might see if I can try and decode that. And yeah, sort of reveal what it sort of means really. Made in China. His legs, very nice. His actual socks, you can get your fingers in there. And it does go all the way through. So it's just essentially stitched. I think maybe, no it isn't actually. It's just this piece here that's just been stitched together, but you can see. But it's quite nice, the way it's been constructed. There's no like loose sort of glue that's gone onto the plush fabric itself. We've done to his shoes. They're not printed on. Compared to Sonic, they're made from 2 separate pieces of synthetic. So you've got this, not deep red, but sort of light red. And the white. Same again, sort of pale grey colour for the soles of his shoes. Same again for his right side. And if I flip him over, you can see the back of his head, his ears, really nice tails. Now what they've done, they've actually cut the actual tips to shape and then glued them on. You can actually feel where the glue has hardened. You can see where he's been assembled. Really nice design though, they designed it really well. Looks like an ice cream cone in a way. And these aren't stitched to the back of his head, they're sort of very free flowing. So when you do hold him up, they do sort of like dangle a bit. the back of his legs and the back of his shoes. Love this plush. As I mentioned before, he's my favourite out of the set. Really adorable. So yeah, that's Tails there. And next up I'm going to be doing Knuckles. So next up in line we have Knuckles. Really nice, probably about under 10 inches tall, maybe sort of 10 inches, maybe between 8 and 9 I reckon inches tall. What I'll probably do, once I've reviewed all these guys, I probably will measure them up and just to give you an idea of the size. And also what I'll do, I'll give you a quick comparison from the first series to the second series, just to give you an idea of the actual design and how it's changed. So with my Knuckles, as you can see, the actual dreadlocks are some of them are a bit wonky, they stick out, and this is not my favourite one. The second series of Sanei plushies is definitely Knuckles. Love the design on the second series. So starting off with his head. His eyes, love this colour. Different, sort of like a jasmine sort of colour. Really nice. Same again, white sort of synthetic material they've used for the intersections to his eyes. If you do hear some banging noises, we've got currently fireworks going off because in the UK it's we've recently had Guy Fawkes Night, which I do not approve at all. Yeah, not a big fireworks fan, to be honest. But anywho, back to the review. Now with Knuckles, they haven't done the same as with Sonic. It would have been nice if they used a nice sort of black velvet material, but unfortunately for Knuckles, they've just used a basic sort of black synthetic material. It's going to be a bit difficult to show up on camera, but you might be able to see just there. Give you a side profile. They've constructed him really well. He, oh, it's actually brown as well. I've just realised. Oh, maybe let's have a look at Sonic. I've just noticed Sonic is black for his mouth. And for like Tails and for Knuckles, it's brown, which is interesting there. So as you can see, it's the same tone, with Sonic as with Knuckles, what they've used. Very nice. And the colour is it's like a deep sort of like it's sort of like a pastel colour, sort of red. Very nice. He's got his half moon crest sort of design. It's very small actually, it's not as thick. I'll give you a close up there. But it's there nonetheless. They could have maybe added a bit more to that area because it does look quite small. The actual proportions to Knuckles is quite nice. He's got a bit of a belly where they've sort of stuffed him. But it's quite nice because it's quite nice and sort of soft and smushy. Same again, you've got his touch tag, which is nothing really that special. But it's quite nice, it's not too big. So that's that. Now you've got his very short arms, but his very big gloves and knuckles. And you can see they've almost done sort of like a V shape to show if he's got some like a thumb there. But same again, it's made from white sort of synthetic material. And same again for his right side. Really nice design, it's quite unique. Oh dear. Perfect time to make a review video. Yeah, unfortunately I did record this earlier, but my battery was dying on my recording device, so I'm currently recording this at night. And it just so happens there's fireworks going off outside, which is annoying. But anyway, moving down to his legs. Really nice. The actual colour of his socks is a very deep sort of like emerald red. And what they've done is they've used the same sort of colour for Sonic and Tails' shoes. And what they've done, they've used like a vinyl print design there. Yellow. And what they've done, they've cut a sort of almost like piece of felt grey. They've cut, and I don't know if it's actually been, it might have been, yeah, it looks like it's been sewn onto the actual shoe, and then like these vinyl circular pieces have been printed on. which to be honest is not my favourite. Yeah, because that can very easily come apart if this is heavily played with. But I've just kept mine as a sort of collector's piece. So, and same again, the vinyl print is, I can see that sort of deteriorating over time. On camera it's coming up a lot lighter, but it's almost like a sunset, sort of like yellow. Moving on, if I flip Knuckles over, you can see with my one in particular, his quills are very, I think maybe it's, I don't know if he's, no, it doesn't feel like there's loads of stuffing in his dreadlocks, but the way he's been constructed and designed for my one in particular is quite annoying a bit, because the actual dreadlocks do like stick out, which is a bit annoying. But it's really quite cool. They've actually done a quite long tail for Knuckles. And the back of him, you can see the back design, the back of his legs and the back of his shoes. Really nice. If you're a big Knuckles fan, I do definitely recommend this guy, if you can get hold of him. I haven't seen much of the first series of Sanei Knuckles plushes, unfortunately. So your best bet would be to look at sort of Yahoo Japan, PlayAsia. I think these were originally available on PlayAsia, but obviously that was 8 years ago, so I don't know how long ago these were available. But it's a shame that Sega didn't actually have these guys made in like a medium, like they did with Sonic. So, but it's still really cool nonetheless. So yeah, that's Knuckles there, and last but no means least, I'll be doing Amy Rose. So lastly on the list, we have Amy. On the right you have the first series, and on the left you have the second series, and as you can see there's a big difference in terms of size. Design wise, there isn't much difference, to be honest. The only sort of area is particularly her head and her facial features. As you can see, the original has got a much smaller head and body compared to the one from 2012, I believe. And I much prefer the second series. It's more sort of modern and true, and also as well, the noses are completely different. Really nice. If you want to see more on the second series of Sanei plushes, I have reviewed them, guys. Oh wow, ages ago, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, something like that. So I will put a link in the description so you can check out that video review on that set. That includes Shadow as well. Now, as for the smaller first series Sanei guys, these guys measure 9 inches tall. Not entirely sure, I would probably say about 12 inches maybe, something like that, 11, 12 inches for the larger guys there. So if I move the modern Amy out of the way, let's start and lastly finish with this one here. Now as you can see, this is the only one that I needed in the set to complete it. Unfortunately it's not in that great condition. Look at the camera to focus, you can see it's been used, it's bobbled, and also her touch tag is very frayed and faded. But really glad to have her anyway. As I say, it's better than nothing. So yeah, as I mentioned before, she measures around about 9 inches tall. But she's still got some softness to her. You've got the same colour they've used for her eyes, same with Sonic. Same again, white synthetic material for her eyes. And with this one they've used black threading material to highlight her eyes, a sort of eyeliner. Eyelashes are made from synthetic and not velvet. And what they've done here is they've incorporated her sort of ear design into the actual plush itself. Now her fringe, as you can see, is made from 2 separate pieces. You've got obviously the much rougher sort of surface there that they've cut, And originally I assume this would have been stuck down maybe, or maybe not, sort of like maybe ironed together to sort of seal it. But as you can see, this plush might have been washed, and over time it has sort of split. Her nose is completely different design to the new one now. It's very much like Sonic's, but obviously a lot shorter. They've used brown 3D material for her mouth. Very nice. Very nice sort of muzzle design there. Her lovely locks there. Really nice. Her headband. Now I assume this has been, yeah, it has been stitched down in the centre. Really nice, like a nice thick piece of red synthetic material. You can get your finger under there. And it's been stitched on either side and also in the centre. So her dress is made from a red synthetic sort of fabric. You can see the actual stitching design there. Her white collar is made from the same synthetic material as the intersections to her eyes. And the hem, you can see actually the dress has been incorporated into the actual body of the plush. Her arms, her yellow bangles, same again, very similar to I would say probably the other guys with their sort of wrist sort of design there, wrist cuffs or whatever you like to call them. Same again, the exact same design as all the other guys. You can see the white 3D material they've used for her glove design. Excuse me. I do apologise, I do have a cold, so yeah, my voice may sound a bit different. So if I lift up her dress, you can see she does have underwear. Her touch tag is to the side. Unfortunately for my one, it's not in great condition. It's very frayed. But you can see on the back what it's like. Her legs and her boots, which is nice. You've got the red and white strip going all the way down. Same again, the light sort of grey. Give you a side profile of her. If I flip her over, you can see the back underneath. It's interesting because you've got this synthetic area here for underneath her locks. That does move. You can get your fingers under there, which is interesting. You can see the back of her dress and her little tail, which is quite nice because yeah, she does have her tail in the second series. Back of her legs and the back of her boots. So yeah, there's a little Amy Rose there. So I'm going to get these guys all in order and also include the second series and give you guys a comparison. So there they all are in their lovely plush glory. So as you can see from left to right, we have the second series of Sanei Tails and first. Same again for Knuckles, Amy and Sonic. So yeah, that's about it guys, really, on what I have to say there on my plush review from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. That's the first series of Sanei plushies there, of Sonic, Amy, Knuckles and Tails. So thanks guys for watching my review there. I hope you enjoyed that. Give me your feedback on what you think of these. If you do have these in your collection, what do you think of them? Who are your favourite characters and whatnot? Yeah, and as always guys, I will put the link in the description where you can find my plush review that I did from about 2 or 3 years ago on the second series of Sanei plush sets that included Shadow as well. So as always guys, thanks a lot for watching, take care of yourselves and I will hopefully see you again soon, very soon, for some more plush and non-plush reviews from Orange Hedgehog 2012. So as always guys, take care of yourselves and I'll see you again soon. Bye!